I got a question just the other day from a lovely lady called Kim, who shared with me what her passion was, and she decided she wants to do something with her practice. And she shared with me this business plan and said, Mark, is this a good idea? And it kind of got me thinking, because one of the things that the profession's talking about right now is, I want to start launching a business advisory service. And that can be a great thing to do. But I know at the same time, many people struggle with that. Sometimes it can be a bad idea as well. So I'm going to share with you in this video 3 ideas for you for why it might be a bad thing to launch a new service offering. So if you're going to launch something brand new, like business advisory, and you're going to go full in on doing that particular work, then I think there's 3 things to really think about. The first one is, can you do it? Can you deliver that solution? Do you have the skills, or are you willing to learn the skills? Are you willing to do what is necessary to become very, very successful and deliver huge value? And I'm going to use business advisory as the example because I know that some firms of accountants and bookkeepers are doing an amazing job with advisory. But I also find that more than half really struggle. And that's largely because in our profession, we've been, if you like, trained, brought up in compliance work. And compliance work suits a certain type of personality. If you are into taxes or bookkeeping, we have to be very methodical, very detailed, very analytical, and that suits a certain type of person. Business advisory is a very different solution. Advisory involves different skills. We have to be helping a client grow their business, and that's by asking great questions, for example, and listening to the client. We're so used to, in our profession, of giving the answers. If, for example, you do tax planning, you tell the client what to do. When it comes to consulting and advisory, it's a different process. It's more about asking the right questions, facilitating conversations so the client then comes up with the answers. You help them come up with the answers. It's not you giving answers. They know the answers. They needed a consultant, an advisor to ask the right questions to bring those out. So it's a very different process. And so if you're going to go into advisory, you have to recognize that it's more about the way you talk to clients. It's not sat in an office somewhere adding up numbers. It's a very different set of skills. Are you willing to take the time to learn that? Now, the second thing you have to think about when you launch a brand new service is there a market for it? Are there enough people out there that will be interested in your service? And so, for example, if you decided that you love those white fluffy animals called polar bears, and you went to Africa a while ago and you decide you love Africa, so you're going to run an advisory service with a niche, and your niche is helping people that breed polar bears in Africa, you might struggle because there probably aren't too many polar bear breeders in Africa. Now, that's a crazy example, but it's one that you need to ask that question. If you're launching a service, if you want to do something new, is there a marketplace? Now, with advisory, there usually is, because advisory, if you want to help businesses that are struggling, there are lots of struggling businesses that we can help. But it's certainly an important question when you are launching a brand new service. The third one, I think, is the most important, though. The third one is, can you put in the effort and the learning you need to attract people to that service? It's the sales and the marketing piece. And again, when we think about what we do as at our core in our profession, compliance work, whether you're a bookkeeper doing bookkeeping or you do tax returns, annual financial statements, one of the things that we're lucky with in our profession is that compliance work, people need it. People need to have their tax returns done. They need their bookkeeping. They need their payroll doing, and so on. And so anybody who sets up shop as a bookkeeper or as an accountant will win business without having to be good at sales and marketing, because just by the law of averages, Everybody out there in business needs a bookkeeper, needs an accountant, and some will just happen to choose you. And so by the law of averages, anybody setting up as an accountant will win some clients. But if you're launching a brand new service like business advisory, it's not compliance. And so people don't have to buy that service. And that means we now have a different approach to our sales and marketing. We have to be more purposeful. We have to be really focused on that. We have to be prepared to create the right value propositions. We have to build our branding. We have to get our expert positioning out there. We have to learn the different marketing methods. Are you willing to do that for your new service? So I hope that helps. Business advisory can be hugely successful, but you have to be willing to make that transition and learn. You have to make sure that you are going to go out there and do what needs to be done to win new business. It's not as easy as compliance work. And those three things apply to any new service that you might decide to focus on and build into your firm. I hope that's valuable. If you want to find out more, look at the links underneath. You can grab some resources from me. If you like the video, please give it the thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again sometime on another video or perhaps on a webinar. Goodbye for now.